all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Lift off.
All right, folks, back here in the Bossman show here at Mitch Henderson, coach of the Princeton Tigers out of the Ivy League in New Jersey. Coach, how you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Coach, I'm doing wonderful, man. Good to speak with you, Coach. I want to start off and ask you, Coach, you've been at Princeton since 2011 as the head coach. And, in the business of coaching, it's a lot of turnover. So it's been the key to your longevity so far, being at Princeton since 2011, all these years.
Well, I mean, it's really just a function of being at a really good place where they support you. And I feel very fortunate to be also at a place where you can get involved with some really fine young men and coach them. And, we really put a lot of emphasis on guys getting better while they're here. And Princeton's a special place to work. You get an opportunity to coach guys that are interested in being a real student athlete. Not that, not that anybody else isn't doing it, but, it's really an emphasis on both being a student and an athlete equally as strong. So I feel very fortunate to be able to be here and be the coach.
Yes, indeed. And, Coach, the difference in the Ivy League is I found out when doing my research here that you guys can't practice at all during the summer session at all. Like, you really don't have much with time with the players beyond that. You get to go home for summertime for the most part. So you pretty much have to do it kind of on the fly here during this last part of the year here when they come back from summer. Kind of get your team ready for the year. So kind of expound on that a little bit, Coach. Explain to my listeners a little bit how little difference is between coaching in the Ivy League versus coaching in the MAC or the MEAC or the Northeast Conference as well up there near you guys.
Right. Well, I look at it. It's a good point, and it's a fair one. But I look at it, and it's sort of because we have to, and we try to look at it a little differently. The summers are obviously a great opportunity to get better, and as you mentioned, almost every school has summer access where you're doing. Not only are you having summer school on campus, but you're having workouts. But what I've found is that number one, the guys like to go home. They like to be around their families for a little bit. Can't stay home the whole summer, but also we put a big emphasis on summer internship possibilities. There's a terrific Princeton Abroad program here where, one of my guys, Ryan Schwieger, who was just Ivy League Player of the Week, was in the Philippines through Princeton and doing a study internship there. And we're obviously our goal is to be, at the top of the Division I, in terms of basketball programs, but also we want to develop the whole kid. And part of that is getting exposure to some different industries, maybe academic pursuits in the summers. So what I found is that there's not that much slip in when we get them back in the fall. They're really excited to come back. They're eager to get to work. And we had a little bit of a rough start in our non-conference, but I don't think it had anything to do with the summer. It's more just sloppy play. I think that overall, when you look at it's just a 4-year period and you want to get the most out of those 4 years when you're in college as possible, I think we do a good job of that.
And also, Coach, the difference is for your league is a lot of people don't understand. You all play back-to-backs on the weekends there. And my question is more so about prep and recovery time because I know in the NBA I'm around the Hawks a lot here in Atlanta with Atlanta Hawks, so I know about back-to-backs, but those are grown men per se that are developed in their bodies. But these are 18, 19, 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds who are in school having to go on a back-to-back. So say they have a tough, rough game on that front of first leg of that. Who do you play the next night? Trying to keep everybody fresh to come back with that, Coach. So I kind of want to talk to you about that as well.
It's a really good question, and I would say as you mentioned, we play Friday, Saturday in the league, and I would say the Saturday night game is a guts game, and I think that's probably true in the NBA. But you're dealing with 18 to 22-year-old kids, not grown men, as you've said, and even what we know now is sleep plays such a big factor. Obviously, recovery being a big factor with young kids. So we put a big emphasis on guts, right? Like you got to push through fatigue. And, the unfortunate thing is the team that you're playing against has the same exact schedule that you have. So they're also, having had played 24 hours before. And, you can't lose your mental focus on that night. And, we've seen the trend in the NBA of resting guys on those back-to-back weekends. And, obviously, for us, our goal is to win the league, and in order to do that, you've got to get 2 games on those big weekends.
Yeah, and Coach, as far as the prep, do you all maybe watch a film on that Saturday morning before the game? Or because I doubt you can really do a shoot-around after a tough night on a Friday night, so you got to really trust the guys to really be participating in that film session as well, or the scouting report when you play that Saturday game as well.
Yeah, it's what we do, and, that's what works best for us is, Monday, Tuesday, we prepare for the Saturday game, and then Wednesday, Thursday, we prepare for the Friday game. And, the guys know that they're not playing, the Monday, Tuesday, they know that game's not till Saturday, but we try to give them a little base understanding. So, but Wednesday, you've sort of got their full attention, Thursday, and then obviously play the game Friday, and you act as if you're playing just one game. I think that's worked best for us. And then Saturday morning, you kind of just completely get rid of whatever happened on Friday night, and you treat it like one more game. And we've all these guys have played AAU basketball. They've played 3 games in a day. They've seen a lot of different kinds of situations in their summer travel, so they're used to playing a lot. But the focus is the most important thing. I think that's what you're getting at, and that's where really where we try to hit them on Friday morning, walk through base and out-of-bounds plays, and then review the tactics that we're going to have for that night.
I hear that, Coach. I think it's so interesting to me because I can see it from the NBA perspective. Here in the college game as well, it's very interesting to me and my listeners because I know we're not used to it down here, but it's just to be able to hear it and hear you lay it out so eloquently like that, Coach. It's great to hear for sure.
Well, I appreciate being able to talk through it. It's for us, it's normal, but I know it's not normal everywhere else.
You got that right. Now, Coach, I think it's also good for your guys is like, I think was also another bigger point is that your strength and conditioning coach has to be really important. Make sure the guys are in shape and keeping them from not getting injured, because that piece of the equation, playing those back to backs with practice throughout the week, keeping those guys fresh and healthy, that guy's really key to your program and keeping your guys upright for sure.
You're right. You're right on about that too. And our guy, we have a guy named JD, and he's terrific. We really start this process in the fall of, getting guys ready to play these 2 games in a row on a weekend, layering in the sort of stamina and the conditioning that they're going to need to be able to play, 2 games over the course of a long weekend. And, the load also is the week of the game. You've got to make sure you're not overtraining your players. So there's a lot that goes into it. And then you've got, somebody's got a cold, this guy's got this, lost a little weight, and it's boy, I tell you what, it's a lot of moving parts. So we're always working together. I think that's one of the best parts about strength and conditioning coach. It's just constant communication. Not having your a set mindset on, okay, this is what we have to be like this week. These guys have got to get stronger. Sometimes things change, and the team needs a little bit of a different approach, and our guy's been just terrific with that.
And Coach, I know you mentioned earlier in the interview about you winning the games you want to in the non-con. You just weren't playing very well. But what points do you feel like your team really improved on the most during the non-con as you enter into full-fledged Ivy League play here coming up here real soon?
Well, we had a rough schedule early on, and I think the schedule was, that's no, my fault, of course, like putting a rough schedule up front, but we had a couple injuries up early on to some key people. But I think that we just, the biggest improvement we've made is on the defensive end. And, when you take better shots, usually it allows your defense to set itself up better. We've done a much better job of that and allowing our defense to be 5-on-5. And then here in our first 2 conference games, we've seen the team really focus and lock in defensively on, the things you need to do to win. And I think this is the most important part of being successful in any league, is being able to guard man-to-man. And if you follow basketball, it's being able to defend. Yeah, that keeps you in every game.
You got that right. I always tell young men, I speak to them, energy, effort, and defense, you have a chance every night. Those 3 things, you have a chance every night. Energy, effort, and defense. If you just do those 3 things, because it's boiled down to make or miss scoring-wise, but you can always do those 3 things, you have a chance for sure.
Yeah, and, we made 11 threes in our last game against Penn, but in the first game we only made 2. And sometimes that's going to happen, and you're going to need your defense to kick in.
And I also feel like, Coach, for you playing those tough quality mid-majors and high majors, that helps strengthen your teams, get hard in their shells a little, give them some callous when they get ready to play, like say the Ivy League schools who know you guys, where they really have to execute well. So you've seen different styles. You know what you're going to get in the Ivy League for the most part. But I think having that adversity early will help them later down the road, especially when it comes down to time late in the year for that Ivy League tournament coming up there as well.
I agree. The sooner you can figure out what you're going to need when the game's on the line in your non-conference schedule, the better it helps you later in the year. And it's really it's a trial. The non-conference season gets you ready for these moments that you don't exactly know are going to, how it's all going to unfold. But hopefully, and I think our group is true, this is true of our group, that these moments allow you to be best prepared to see anything. And the most important thing is that you're absolutely unafraid of the moment. That's the most important thing. You just, okay, here's where we are, let's go. And you don't fear losing or I haven't seen this before. We played Hofstra, who beat us at our place. They're a very good team. They played a matchup zone, and it did bother us. Then we saw a matchup the next 2 games, and it didn't bother us as much. So you learn, as long as you keep learning and you're not afraid, you're going to have success.
That's what I got for you, Coach, is this. Who has been some coaches and individuals in your career who really meant the most to you as you went on your coaching journey so far?
Well, I've been really fortunate to have been around great coaches as a player. So, Coach Pete Carew, when I was an undergrad, the guy that I played for in college, his name is Bill Carmody. I actually worked for him for a while as an assistant coach. So, I think that, and then, the ability to be able to bounce things off other coaches as you're going through, your coaching career. In particular, I've become close with some of the guys that were on the Wisconsin staff. I was in the Big Ten for a little while. But I think really who you surround yourself with on your own staff, that's key too. The staff is terrific. They work really hard to prepare our guys to be their best.
Coach Henderson, thanks for coming on the show today. I hope to see you at the Final Four. If you come down with the Final Four, see you at the Final Four for sure. And our best luck to you as well in the Ivy League season going forward, Coach.
I really appreciate your time, and thanks for having me on.
Anytime, Coach. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, take care.
That's Mitch Henderson on the Bossman Show.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Album is available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay. Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.